Good morning, Hoshizaki Flaker, maintenance crew here. Tried to figure it out, couldn't figure it out. I have no idea what I'm getting into. Let's see what's going on. This is a F801. Let's see what happens when we turn on the power. Auger is spinning, gear motor spinning, fan spinning. The auger spins for a couple of minutes before the compressor energizes. So we're just gonna wait and see. My compressor fired up. It's been running for about 5 minutes. Compressor is just now starting to warm up. I have no heat on my discharge line going into my condenser. Obviously I would have no heat on the liquid line as well. I unwrap my TXV. I have a small amount of cool on the outlet side of my TXV. My inlet side is room temperature. The body of my TXV is colder than the inlet. I'm gonna assume that I have a charge issue initially. I'm gonna throw my gauges on and see what my pressures tell me. This would be my low side service port, and my high side service port, which is off of this line. If you track it, it's actually tucked back down behind the chute, the ice chute. I'm gonna have a little trouble getting to it. I went ahead and threw my gauges on, little stubbies. My suction pressure is in a vacuum. And my high side pressure is at 140. My manual says my pressure should be 70 degrees, 70 degree water temperature should be 266, which would be that one right there, 266. Suction pressure should be at 42. I am still thinking that I'm low on charge. I'm going to check my charge. So here's what I did. I went ahead, got my gauges hooked up to this machine. I weighed in some R404. I put 10 ounces into this machine. Nameplate charge is 1 pound, 12 ounces, I think. So I put in close to half of what the nameplate charge calls for, just to see if I was actually low on charge. I assumed at the beginning that I was wrong, but I wanted to start with low on charge before I jumped to bad TXV or bad compressor or something crazy like that. So I added the 10 ounces. My pressures didn't change at all. My low side stayed in the vacuum. My high side stayed at 140. So what I assume is happening is my TXV over there is slammed closed. My TXV bulb probably lost its charge, and that's slammed closed. So all my refrigerant is just sitting inside this condenser here, sitting inside this liquid line, and not able to flow into my evaporator. So I am comfortable saying that I have a bad TXV. Funny thing is, well, maybe not funny, but unfortunately in the last 2 weeks, I've diagnosed 3 of these as going bad. This machine, I don't know the year off the top of my head, but it's not a new machine. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do an inspection of the evaporator to make sure the evaporator is in good condition before I recommend they replace this. Because if the evaporator is bad, or the auger, the gearbox, I did notice some oil down here coming out of my gear motor, or excuse me, the gearbox. If the evaporator is bad, or the auger, the auger motor is on its way out, I don't want them to spend money on a new TXV, filter dryer, plus labor charges if the rest of the machine is just gonna die anyways. So let me go ahead and pull that and inspect that, see what happens. Took a little bit of doing, but got the auger pulled out. Auger looks good. The walls of the evaporator look good. I had my flashlight shining down inside there. Now that I've pulled the auger and inspected the evaporator, I'm still gonna have the water seal changed before I do the final assembly. All that is if they approve the TXV being swapped out, as well as the filter dryer. I'm going to temporarily put it back together, leave it unplugged, and then I'm gonna give them a quote for, like I said before, TXV, filter dryer, water seal. There's another part of the water seal that's located down in this area, and then 4 new hex bolts here, 4 new hex bolts here. They are one-time use hex bolts. They have little plastic seals on them. Here, let me show you. I have one right here. These little blue seals, once you take them off, you're supposed to replace them. Just finished up checking out with the customer. They're gonna get a quote for TXV filter dryer, water seal, and some of those bolts for the evaporator. There's a cat over there. They will also get a side-by-side showing the cost to replace it. They will make the decision on what's best for them. The machine is close to 10 years old. The evaporator is good. So I recommended that going forward with repairs is fine, because repair cost, probably looking at, you know, $800 to $1,200, and then replacement cost is probably close to, you know, $4 to $5 grand, maybe. We'll wait and see. If they approve it, I'll be here, show you how to swap out those parts. If not, I'll show you how to replace the machine. Thanks for watching.